So last night, one of the most insane recruiting battles in the entirety of the 2023 cycle came to an end as five-star tight end Deuce Robinson chose USC over the likes of the Georgia Bulldogs and the Texas Longhorns, something we have got to break down. But before we can, as always, y'all know the drill, I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you excited that Deuce Robinson chose USC? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions seem small, but they are massive, and we're on a push to 20,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you a part of this unbelievable community. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And this goes without saying is a massive win for Lincoln Riley and USC. Deuce Robinson was one of the most coveted and talented prospects in a class that was absolutely loaded. If you feel like doing some digging, you can go back on my channel and find some videos during the 2022 recruiting cycle where I was talking about, hey, this 22 cycle, it's absolutely loaded, but go ahead and turn your attention to this 23 cycle, because as loaded as the 22 one is, 2023 is filled with dudes, and it absolutely delivered. And Deuce Robinson was considered one of the top of that class. Coming in specifically as the number 17 player in all of high school football, regardless of position, he also claims the number 1 tight end spot in all of high school football and the number 1 player in the state of Arizona. And what's more, this guy has got so much athletic ability. This is someone who could easily end up in the MLB as easily as he could end up in the NFL. That is enticing athletic ability. That is really cool to see, and I'm super interested to see how he continues to develop. I love hearing stories like that. You have a guy with that much supreme athleticism, they're almost a unicorn, and especially when you consider Deuce Robinson is 6'6", 225 pounds. So, what does this mean specifically for the USC Trojans and Lincoln Riley as they navigate the offseason and go into next year? Well, they just got a supreme weapon to go along with a class filled with supreme weapons. But I am a little bit partial. If you go back through my channel, you'll find videos of me talking about the tight end and the running back position. I just think whenever you're talking about generating easy offense, tight ends and running backs, they're showing us across the nation that's the way to get it done. And you just got the number 1 tight end in the nation. And one thing I always talk about, if you want easy offense and you have a new quarterback or a new offensive coordinator, great running back play, great tight end play. In the case of USC, you return the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, who, oh yeah, by the way, many in the college football sphere, including myself, believe he will be the number 1 quarterback off the board in next year's draft. You return that guy. You don't have a new quarterback. And as far as offensive coordinator slash head coach, your offensive coordinator slash head coach is not new. It's Lincoln Riley, widely considered to be an offensive genius. So you're in good hands already, and you just gave those two five-star tight end Deuce Robinson to go along with the other weapons. Don't get me wrong, we are going to talk about the other weapons, but you can begin to see why USC fans would be so excited. You already field a prolific offense, and now you have an utter mismatch. Because whenever you roll out a 6'6" tight end, if they can block, they're instantly going to be a help in the running game. If they can run good routes, they're instantly going to be a help in the receiving game. They create so much opportunity for your offense. And if you're asking a defense how to cover a 6'6" tight end, that's a lot of resources they have to pool towards that individual. You look at this USC roster, a defense focuses so many resources on that tight end. How are you going to stop some of these other pieces? And one thing I loved that Lincoln Riley did, Deuce Robinson is a huge addition, but they also got another top 10 tight end in the nation in Walker Lyons. So this was a position that the Trojans were cognizant of. This was a position they recognized we want to add some positive depth. They went out and got 2 top 10 tight ends in the nation. That's awesome. But this class, top to bottom, is really impressive for USC. Whenever you look, landing Deuce Robinson puts them squarely in the top 10 recruiting classes in all of college football, the number 1 recruiting class in the Pac-12, and specifically they come in at number 8. What's more impressive is when we look at their overall ranking, which includes high school ranking and transfer portal acquisitions, once again, a top 10 class in the nation and so much talent that USC fans have to be excited about. We talked about Deuce Robinson, we talked about Walker Lyons, but how could we talk about a video of offensive weapons and not talk about Zachariah Branch, a guy who is going to be so much fun to watch? I think many around college football are secretly super excited to see him hit the field. I'm just willing to voice my secret. I'm no USC fan, but that guy right there is so electric. I can't wait to see him lace up the cleats and play, especially in that offense. This class for USC is one I'm super interested in. Because whenever we look at USC, the first comment I'm going to get if you're not a USC fan is, but what about the defense? And that's fair. But I would offer two things. First and foremost, they got some additions on the defensive side that I think they have got to be very excited about. First and foremost, Braylon Shelby. Secondly, Tackett Curtis, a linebacker who I personally think was a little underrated. Super excited to see what his career looks like. I thought he was stellar in high school. Very excited for Tackett Curtis. But secondly, we also need to understand, as much as the defense left to be desired, it was Alex Grinch's and Lincoln Riley's first year with the USC Trojans. So some growing pains are to be expected. Now, hopefully Alex Grinch can take the progressions that were being made with the Oklahoma Sooners and carry that over to USC, where with Oklahoma for several years, that defense was incrementally increasing in terms of their rank, and then it kind of fell off the side of a cliff. Hopefully with USC, that defense can continue getting better and better and better. Because if you give the Trojans an adequate defense, a defense that will at least stand there, this is going to be a very, very dangerous team. And I am very excited to see what the future holds. But hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're all thinking about this edition. That's it. See ya.